Hi Aries, welcome to your July 2020 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. And as far as what's in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could be saying that you're finally getting some forward movement, most likely around career for a lot of you. And, that would make sense. There's actually going to be a full moon eclipse in your 10th house early on in July, and that's finally going to be the last one that you guys are going to have in that area of your chart, because the rest of them will just continue to be in Sagittarius and Gemini for a while after that one. But yeah. So it could just be saying that maybe you finally, for example, let's say that you've been offered a promotion or a raise, or they kept putting it off, let's say, and now you might actually finally get some forward movement with that this month. It's one way it could be playing out. For others of you, this can represent you extending an offer to someone, or possibly someone extending an offer to you. I can really see that going 50-50 looking at the rest of the reading. In the challenge or obstacle position, we have the Page of Cups. So, whatever this offer may be around, I feel like it was one that might have already been on the table in the past, but the offer just might not have been taken seriously previously, or maybe it was delivered in a bit of a sloppy way. So, for example, let's say it was you guys who made an offer to someone, and especially if it was while Mars was in Pisces, right? Well, technically, I think it's still there. It's going to be moving into your sign pretty much. It'll be there through the month of July, and well, for months actually, because there's going to be a retrograde eventually. But my point being, while it was moving through Pisces, maybe you made an offer to someone, might have stumbled a bit with that offer because you just couldn't really, you weren't feeling quite yourself, and it might have just came off wrong to that person that you were making the offer to, and they might have just dismissed it. And now with that energy coming into your house, now you're probably going to be a bit more organized now and able to actually present it in a better way. Likewise, if an offer was made to you, same thing. I mean, we have a lot of retrograde energies going on, so definitely could be the case where there could have been some confusion in the past. In the foundation position, we have the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, this could just be saying that this offer might have originally happened around the time of the Sagittarius full moon eclipse that we had early in June. That's a possibility there, and then maybe that was the thing. Maybe it felt a bit rushed with this Knight of Wands energy showing up there. So that could have been the problem. It could have just been as simple as the timing just wasn't right when the offer was initially made. And now that could be saying that you guys might have had to redo it for that reason. Especially because if we look at this Knight, he's pointed towards the past position, whereas this Knight is pointed in the future position. So definitely a connection there. In the past position, we have the Page of Wands and the Nine of Swords. So again, I feel like this was a thing where it might have been a bit of a rash maneuver, whether it was you who was making an offer or someone made an offer to you, and then they might have immediately saw that it didn't, it might have fallen flat, and there could have been some regret around that. Whether it was you or another person, that offer might have just been recycled in their minds over and over. Like they might have realized right away, whether it was you or them, that okay, yeah, that didn't go according to plan at all. And there could have been a lot of anxiety around, okay, well, how am I going to fix the situation? And I don't necessarily feel it was anything major. I feel like it was just more of a miscommunication than anything. In the present position, we have the World. So this represents completion, and like I was saying, this could definitely point to career for you guys, because I sometimes see this as Capricorn energy, and like I was saying, that final eclipse in Capricorn will be taking place early in July, which is your 10th house, so this could definitely be a career thing for some of you. But yeah, this represents some completion, it was a karmic cycle as well, just something that you needed to learn and grow from. That looks like that's on deck as well, and that looks like it did wrap up positively for you guys. In the near future position, we have the Eight of Swords and the King of Swords. So for some of you, I feel like this is the person on the receiving end of the offer. So whether that's you or the other person, I feel like there could still be some stuck energy there where they're not quite sure if there's going to be forward movement just yet or not. But underneath the surface, it looks like they're definitely giving it a lot of thought, trying to detach from it, trying to separate emotion from the situation before making a decision. And that's what I'm seeing primarily there. Trying to see if anything else comes to mind with this combination. And this could point to, this might have even been something that originally came around during the very beginning of Gemini season, given that this represents the first 10 degrees of Gemini. And maybe now you're finally getting that clarity there. Especially because when Venus does turn direct, that's where it will turn direct in those degrees as well. So especially if that was negotiations around money or love, given that that Venus retrograde was taking place in your third house, then that could point to that as well. That's saying, okay, now you might get that clarity that you're looking for. In the position of your energy toward the situation, we have the Strength card, which is the major arcana card for Leo. And we have the Nine of Wands, which is Sag energy. So a lot of fire energy, definitely. I mean, we have all the fire energy on deck at this point, because we also have Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is your energy. So yeah, I feel like this is you probably trying to hold yourself back in some way, shape, or form, and it could be because you might have gone through some disappointments regarding the situation in the past, and you might be a bit wary of it, especially like I was saying, I see some more significance pointing to that Sagittarius full moon for a lot of you, so could be some significance around that timeline. But yeah, with this combination, it could just be saying that, okay, one part of you is raring to go, which would make sense because, like I said, pretty much in July, you're going to have Mars back in your sign. But at the same time, there could be a little bit of reluctance around it too, because again, like I said, if you did have a failure in the past, there could be a little bit of reluctance to move forward on it too swiftly. So I feel like you're trying to measure your next move and make sure you get it right. In the environment position, we have the Empress and the Two of Cups. So if this is finances, like I was saying, since we do see the Venus energy here, and we were talking about that retrograde, this could just be saying that by the time Venus moves into the early degrees of Cancer, which would basically be, I think, right at the very beginning of August, more or less, could just be saying that that's when you finally do get that movement that you're looking for, if it does tend to take a while, because and that would make sense because we're going to have a Venus retrograde wrap up, of course, but then Mercury will be retrograde and Venus won't really be out of its shadow till the end of July, and then same thing with Mercury, more or less. So could just be saying that there could be delays, but it looks like you will get the progress that you were looking for. Now, if this represents a relationship dynamic, with this in the environment, this could just be saying that there's someone who's waiting for you to extend an offer to them, but they actually are definitely interested. So if there was a doubt around whether they were even interested or not, it seems like they definitely are, but they seem like the type that would just wait back for you to do the first move. So that could be the play there, and that could be why the energy could be a bit stuck too, because if that's the case, we could see where you're holding yourself back in a way as well, you know. So I mean, that's probably the most likely way I see it playing out if this is a relationship thing where you might have already made the offer to the person in the past, it didn't go according to plan, and now you're a bit hesitant to approach again, whereas they're actually just waiting for you to come back around and make an offer. If I could get these cards, there we go. I'm waiting for you to make an offer to them. So why they rejected it the first time, I'm not sure. Like I said, maybe it's just you might have just stumbled a bit with the offer and they just might not have taken it seriously, but looks like there's definitely interest there. And I do have to say that at least for some of you, it might even be your energy still showing up in the environment saying that you're waiting for someone to come back around to you, since we do see the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck, and that's an energy of waiting for your ships to come in. And beneath that, we see the Two of Wands, which is to say you might have felt like, all right, well, I already made my offer. Now it's on them to come to me. So obviously we could see where the energy might be a bit stuck if that's the case with a relationship dynamic, but that's what I'm seeing there. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have Justice and the Knight of Swords. So this is Libra energy and this is Gemini energy. And with these two cards coming up together, I feel like this is saying that you want balance to be restored in whatever the situation is, but you want it to come quickly. So it could just be saying you're getting a bit impatient, which makes sense. I mean, energy's been pretty volatile this year, so it wouldn't surprise me. But I do always point out to people that this card tends to pop up a lot during times when we're going to have Mercury retrograde, which makes sense because it's the Gemini card, and then Gemini being ruled by Mercury, and this horse pointing toward the past position makes me think of the retrograde. So could just be saying that you're hoping that while this retrograde's taking place, that will actually rebalance the scales for you guys. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Magician, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So interesting energies here because Six of Cups energy is more of an energy of reconciliation, whereas Six of Swords is often seen as moving away from a situation. So adding that up together with the Magician card, I really think that this is basically, if we want to look at it in the most simple form, is it saying that the ball's in your court. Like if you want to, make an offer to this person to reconcile, you can totally do so. You can manifest that. Or if you just want to decide to cut your losses and move on, you could do that as well. But that's what I really see with this energy coming up here, saying that, hey, the ball's in your court. Whatever you want to make happen, you can make it happen. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with these cards. And, it could be as simple as for some of you as well, maybe just karmically, you do want to, maybe apologize to them, even if you have made your mind up that, you know what, this isn't really a connection I want to pursue further, but maybe you might feel like, oh, I at least owe this person an apology, right? So you could just do it in a peaceful manner and move on from there. All right, and moving on to the oracle cards. First we have Not For You. There's the artwork, and the number is 6. So, we see the 6s in the outcome position and the number 6 here, which is generally speaking a pretty stable energy, but we'll see what it says. Okay, it says a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. The Oracle's message. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will truly make you happy is on its way. Trust this. So definitely an interesting message there, because I feel like this is more pointing to a situation that already did take place, just because, like I was saying, I did pick up that vibe there where there might have been an issue with that Page of Cups in the challenge position, saying that you might have made an initial offer to someone, might not have come off the way you'd hoped it would have. And then that's why we see that Page of Wands and Nine of Swords in the past position, saying that there was a lot of anxiety, like, all right, did I screw this up, right? And then if you come back around to this person and they're in that Eight of Swords energy, where it looks like they're not really interested in moving forward. That could just be pointing to that. And then maybe this is a whole new situation that you guys have going for you that would take place after that. And then if that's the case, that would point to why the world popped up, which is to say, the purpose of that was for you to learn from it and then move forward. Okay, the relationship message says some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. So, when it mentioned if you're the one who must reject another, to do so for both your sakes, that makes me think of what I was saying there with that Six of Cups and Six of Swords energy, where, like I said, the ball really will be in your court. So even if you just wanted to make peace with the person and then move along, you could do so. But hopefully that resonated with you there. Then the prosperity message says you can strategize and project and, you can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plans seem to go awry in spite of it all. Keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast and learn from defeat. Then keep going. You will eventually succeed, although perhaps not at this game, not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. So another interesting message there. And then, like I was saying, I feel like there could definitely be some delay energy, where I was saying that possibly it might take until Venus actually gets into those early degrees of Cancer, which would be in August. So it could just be as simple as that too, where it might not necessarily be outright doom and gloom, just saying that, hey, you might have to, wait for these energies to die out a little bit, which they have been pretty intense. We're in the middle of eclipse season. Like I said, we've had the Venus retrograde we've been dealing with. Mercury retrograde's on deck now, so, energies should calm quite a bit by the time we do get to August, but hopefully that resonated. All right, moving on to the next card, we have White Raven Spirit. It says trust in the magic. There's the artwork, and the number is 66. Okay, it says, nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the higher good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eyes can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favor. So definitely an interesting message there as well, and that seems to point to, maybe just trying to have some patience. So, like we said, we do see the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So on the one hand, like we said, we do see the Magician there, which is saying that, the ball's in your court, you're able to manifest things. But if you do run into delays, just keep in mind that they should be more of a temporary thing, and eventually you will get to your goal. So hopefully that resonated with you guys as well. And finally, we have a Mudra card, and the Mudra that you guys got for this month is the Svadhisthana Chakra Mudra. There it is there. And the keyword for it is adaptability. So that sounds useful given what we were just talking about, but alright, there's a lot on this card, so I'll hold this up so you guys can either pause it or take a screenshot. And then I'll move it up so we could see the rest. Okay, but yeah, under benefits, it says increases ability to adapt to change, opens creativity and the ability to spontaneously respond to any situation, increases capacity for intimacy with self, others, and the environment, benefits the reproductive system, increases fertility, tonifies the blood. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you, I will put the name of that mudra in the description of the video as always. I'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.